Did Liv Morgan's injury force WWE to enter into a world of chaos and make some massive changes to a very important show? In today's video, we are going to be answering that based off of a new report because Liv Morgan suffered a legit dislocated shoulder injury on Monday Night Raw this week after kicking off a massive feud with the returning Nikki Bella. The plan seemed clear, a huge Bella Twins tag team match at the all-women's pay-per-view event. Well, tear that up because that script is out the window. Everyone is talking about what this disaster is for WWE and Liv Morgan, but did you know that it has more of a disastrous outcome for the WWE creative plans? If this chaos is a golden opportunity, well, I think we need to find out. What if Liv Morgan's unfortunate injury just accidentally opened the door for another superstar to get the biggest match of her career? We're also going to be talking about that as well. So, WrestleVotes came out with a very interesting report talking about how WWE is basically going into damage control. And there's been a lot of speculation as to what WWE is going to end up doing. Okay, so Liv Morgan got injured, as you probably have seen, doing a basic move. It was a leg drag. Okay, this is not a shoot, y'all. This is a work. Okay, she was falling. It was just one of those freak accidents, right? There's no heat on Corey or anything like that. PW Insider WrestleVotes has reported that she's looking at about 16 weeks, maybe 3 months or so of out of in-ring action, which absolutely sucks. And so there's been a lot of talk of what do you do if you're WWE? Because either it was going to be a Nikki Bella, Liv Morgan match, singles match, one-on-one, or it was going to be a tag team match with the Bella Twins because Brie is in talks with WWE to return at least at the event, potentially wrestle. And the speculation was, hey, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, they're going to defend the women's tag team championships against Brie and Nikki. And likely the Bella Twins go over and win the tag team titles. They haven't done that. They've always wanted to do that, yada, 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 right? So WrestleVotes noted on a Q&A this morning that WWE, they had built this card up around Liv. Because if you noticed, Liv did a promo segment in the opening segment of Monday Night Raw with women's champion Io Sky. They had also been teasing a little dissension between Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan and a potential split that may or may not have been planned to play into the finish of the tag team match at Evolution 2. And WrestleVotes had noted that WWE has basically just scrapped the entire card. They've ripped it up and they're starting over. That's what the major changes are for this show, right? Because I really don't think that people truly give Liv Morgan the respect that she deserves and how much WWE puts into her creative and how much of a big component she is of creative. And I hope that this is an example that gives it and people can see it. I would also state this WWE, and I'm sure they've talked about it. I'm sure they've talked about a lot of things. WrestleVotes doesn't seem to be under the impression that WWE has necessarily made a call as to, hey, are we going to scrap the match? Hey, are we going to keep the match, but we're going to add someone in there? You know, what other changes that they need to make for Evolution 2, right? Like they had set up some matches. Obviously, Bayley, Becky Lynch seems to be a direction. I don't know why you would change that. So I think that's fine. But I would also say this. If I'm WWE, I think you tweak things that you need to make changes to in regards to if it involved Liv Morgan coming out of this show. Obviously, you have to make changes to SummerSlam. But I would also point to this. If I'm WWE, I think this is actually a pretty simple process. I would keep the women's tag team title match on the show. I would have the Bella Twins reunite, come together once again, and challenge for the women's tag team titles. I would have Roxanne Perez as a plug and play, replace Liv Morgan, and team up with Raquel Rodriguez. And Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez defend the women's tag team titles. and then you go on your merry way with it. I don't think it's complicated. They were likely going to do a title change anyway, so why change plans? Why deviate? You can have Raquel take the pin, right? I would assume she was going to eat the fall anyway, so just go with that. You have Roxanne Perez, who has been almost forced her way into the group because of Finn Balor, right? So you're still playing on that. You can have it be, well, hey, Liv didn't get beat. Raquel's the one that lost it, right? Perez, she's not taking any heat. She's a last minute replacement. She didn't lose the match, right? Like it continues the tension amongst the Judgment Day members. It also creates a opportunity that you could easily either have Liv come back and be a babyface and be like, Roxanne, you screwed this all up. You took over my faction. I'm very, very curious because Liv Morgan, while she is positioned as a heel, she's really a tweener at the end of the day, right? Like she gets cheered, she gets booed, she gets cheered, she gets booed. So you can go in any different direction in which you want with this storyline. And I don't think I outside of like whatever Liv was going to do after this, I don't see a reason as to why you would want to scrap everything, right? You don't need to, at least from the outside looking in. So, WWE, if you're asking my opinion here today, which clearly I'm giving, don't don't scrap the card. Just keep it in place. You don't need to, put a stick of dynamite in this game plan and blow everything up. It's not necessary. It's not needed. So I'm very, very curious to see what WWE is able to do with this Liv Morgan situation. And with the Bella twins, I think it's pretty cut and dry in terms of, all right, they come together, they form their tag team that really no one's asked for, but hey, I get it. They were a huge part of WWE history. You have them come together, you have them win the tag team titles, you're clearly set on wanting to have them as champions. So go with it. And you move forward and you have them win the titles and then you have them defend it a few times. I mean, Nikki has stated in various interviews that it's not a one-off for her. She'll be on WWE television coming out of the show. Now we don't know for how long. We don't know the significant plans, but look, it's not like she's working 4 days a week anymore, right? Like if she wrestles once a month, that's probably likely, right? If not even that. So you move forward, you go with it, and